अभी आप सभी लोगों को तो काफी कुछ जानकारी होगी श्री हनुमान जी के विषय में।
नहीं नहीं, पर आप बताइए विनोद जी।
हाँ।
आप
आप।
आप जब बोलते हैं ना तो इट इज वंडरफुल, सीखने को
ओ,
मिलता
थैंक
है।
यू। थैंक यू, थैंक यू। अभी हनुमान जी के हम देखेंगे कि भारत में आपने सुना होगा कि उनके जो मंदिर हैं वो राम जी के मंदिर से अधिक हैं। जहाँ आप राम जी का मंदिर देखेंगे, wherever we see Lord
हाँ,
Rama's मंदिर, there also we will have small temple for श्री हनुमान जी। और जो हनुमान जी का मंदिर होगा वहाँ पे राम जी की छवि होगी, वहाँ पे फोटो होगी, तस्वीर होगी, लेकिन मंदिर नहीं होगा राम जी का, जहाँ पे हनुमान जी का मंदिर होगा। तो इससे क्या समझ सकते हैं कि भगवान जो है अपने भक्त की जो कीर्ति है वो अधिक फैलने देते हैं, उसका प्रसारण अधिक करने देते हैं अपने से भी। तो भगवान के भक्त का महत्व तो भगवान से भी अधिक हो जाता है। सही।
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
अभी हनुमान जी के जन्म की कथा आपको पता है, वो कैसे उनका जन्म हुआ था इस मृत्यु लोक में, त्रेता युग में?
शिव जी के अंश अवतार हैं, बस इतना पता
हाँ।
है।
हाँ, सही बात है। तो
आप बताइए।
अभी कथा होती है कि जब भी शिव जी को पता चला कि भगवान विष्णु अवतार लेने वाले हैं त्रेता युग में राम जी के रूप में, तो शिव जी जो है वो परम वैष्णव है, विष्णु के भक्त हैं। तो उनके मन में तीव्र इच्छा हुई कि मैं भी भगवान विष्णु का जो राम रूप है उसकी सेवा कर सकूं, तो मुझे भी पृथ्वी लोक पे जाना चाहिए। So he was having that kind of very strong desire in his mind. And the incident you might have heard, आपको पता होगा भगवान के मोहिनी अवतार का। भगवान का एक अवतार है मोहिनी अवतार। वो भगवान ने कभी लिया था मोहिनी अवतार?
भस्मासुर को खत्म करने के लिए।
समुद्र मंथन।
नहीं,
हाँ,
भस्मासुर
समुद्र
को
मंथन।
खत्म करने के लिए।
हाँ, वो भी
नहीं।
था। और समुद्र मंथन के समय था।
अच्छा।
और देवताओं को अमृत पिलाना था ना, तो उसने भगवान ने मोहिनी अवतार लिया और देवताओं को अमृत पिलाया। तो भगवान शिव जी ने एक बार प्रार्थना की भगवान विष्णु से। He prayed to him and he told him that I have seen as a devotee, as your devotee, I have seen all your incarnations. आपके मैंने सब अवतार देखे, केवल ये अवतार मैंने नहीं देखे। तो मुझे इच्छा हो रही है वो मोहिनी अवतार देखने की। भगवान विष्णु ने कहा कि वो तो भोगी लोगों के लिए, आप तो योगी हैं, आप उस अवतार का क्यों दर्शन करना चाहते हैं? तो भगवान शिव ने कहा मैं आपका भक्त हूँ, तो मुझे वो भी रूप देखना है आपका। तो भगवान विष्णु ने कहा जब भी अनुकूल समय होगा तभी मैं आपको वो रूप दिखाऊंगा अपना। सो वन डे Bhagwan Shiva and Parvati, they were sitting under the banyan tree, and at that time, Lord Shiva saw one beautiful woman, एक बहुत ही सुंदर स्त्री गेंद से खेलती हुई वहां पे नाच थोड़ा नाच भी रही थी। और उसने बहुत ही पतले वस्त्र पहने थे, पतली साड़ी पहनी थी। तो भगवान शिव अपने आप को रोक नहीं सके। पार्वती के होने के बाद भी वो बार बार उसकी ओर निहार रहे थे। और वो जो स्त्री थी, सुंदर स्त्री, वो भी भगवान को एकदम कटाक्ष नजरों से देख रही थी। तो भगवान शिव के मन में बहुत तीव्र इच्छा थी उसको पाने की। तो पार्वती का ध्यान छोड़ के वो उसको बुला के वो उस स्त्री के पीछे भागे। तो जब उस सुंदर स्त्री ने देखा कि भगवान शिव उसकी ओर लपक रहे हैं, तो वो भागने लगी। तो वो तो थे भगवान विष्णु स्वयं थे। तो वो जानबूझकर he was going through the hermitages of the sages, yogis, and Lord Shiva was following him, following her actually in that form. So Lord Vishnu wanted to show the yogis, the greatest of all yogis, Lord Shiva, also in some situations cannot control himself. When the Bhagwan's Leela empowers, becomes more powerful. तो दौड़ते दौड़ते क्या वो जो स्त्री जो थी उसके वस्त्र सब निकल गए, तो भगवान शिव अपने आप को रोक नहीं सके, तो उनका जो अमूल्य वीर्य है वो स्खलन हो गया। तभी उनको एकदम ज्ञान आया कि अरे मैं क्या कर रहा था, ये तो मेरे इष्ट देव भगवान विष्णु हैं स्त्री के रूप में, मैं उनके पीछे भाग रहा हूँ। तो भगवान विष्णु फिर अपने वास्तविक रूप में उनके सामने आए और उनको वर दिया। उनको कहा कि आपके इस अमूल्य वीर स्खलन के कारण आपके ऊपर दोष नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन आपके कारण आपकी इस जो भूल है आपकी एक प्रकार से, उसके कारण बड़े 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 योगियों को कुछ सीखने मिलेगा कि उनको अभिमान नहीं आएगा अपने ऊपर कभी भी, अपने योग बल के ऊपर कभी भी अभिमान नहीं आएगा। तो ये शिक्षा देने के लिए मैं आपको वर देता हूँ कि आपकी ख्याति और बढ़ जाएगी। भगवान शिव को विष्णु ने वो वर दिया। तो अभी जो वीर स्खलन हुआ, अभी जो महापुरुष होते हैं ना, उनका कोई भी जो लहू हो, लहू की बूंद हो या वीर्य की बूंद हो ना, वो भूमि पे नहीं गिरने देते हैं, वो उसको फिर दूषित मानते हैं, वो एक प्रकार से पाप मानते हैं उसको। तो भगवान शिव ने वायु पवन देव को आदेश दिया कि अपने जो अमूल्य वीर्य को वो संभाल के रखें, और जब ये अनुकूल समय आएगा तो भगवान शिव उनको बताएंगे कि उसका उपयोग कहाँ करना है। Now Lord Shiva's that vital fluid was so potent, so strong that even the wind god Pavan Dev also could not hold it. वो भी उसका तेज नहीं सहन कर सकते थे। जो होगा योग शास्त्र के विषय में, योग शास्त्र में कहा गया है का संबंध है पुरुषों में वीर्य और स्त्रियों में रज, जो डिम्बाशय है तो उसके ऊपर वायु का बहुत प्रभाव पड़ता है। तो वायु पवन देव उसको भगवान के सूर्य को सहन नहीं कर सके थे, तो उन्होंने भगवान शिव को प्रार्थना की कि अभी मेरे से सहन नहीं होता है, आपका जो अमूल्य वीर है वो इतना प्रभावशाली है, इतना बलशाली, इतना तेज है, इसमें उसको ग्रहण नहीं कर सकता हूँ अभी और धारण नहीं कर सकता हूँ। तो भगवान शिव ने फिर उनको कहा कि उनको ध्यान में आया, स्मरण में आया कि केसरी की पत्नी अंजनी, माता अंजनी, वो भी भगवान शिव की तपस्या कर रही थी कि उनको भगवान शिव जैसा पुत्र प्राप्त हो। तो भगवान पवन देव को शिव ने आदेश दिया कि जाके वो जो वीर्य है वो अंजनी के गर्भ में डाल दे। तो पवन देव ने जाके वो अंजनी के गर्भ में डाल दिया। अभी वो अंजनी जो थी वो केसरी की पत्नी थी, तो इसलिए हनुमान जी का नाम है केसरी नंदन। उस वीर में से हनुमान जी का जन्म हुआ। तो एक प्रकार से भगवान शिव के पुत्र भी कहे जाते हैं, उनका रूप भी कहा जाता है, उनका अवतार भी कहा जाता है, और उन्होंने रामचंद्र की बहुत सेवा की थी। तो अंजनी जो छोटा सा पर्वत है, वहां पे हनुमान जी का जन्म हुआ था। अभी बचपन में ही वो काफी बलशाली थे, ही वॉज वेरी पावरफुल एंड ही कैन जंप वेरी हाई एंड वेरी लॉन्ग। तो वो है ना बचपन में बहुत नटखट थे, एंड ही यूज्ड टू ट्रबल द सेजेस अ लॉट। जो वहां पे संत गण थे, ऋषिगण थे, योगी थे, वो जो भी आराधना करते थे तो उनकी जो कमंडल वगैरह होते थे या घंटली होती थी, जो भी सामग्री होती थी पूजा की, उनको जाके हनुमान इधर उधर कर देते थे। तो पूजा में विघ्न पड़ता था उन ऋषियों की पूजा में। तो एक बार ऋषियों ने मिलकर कहा कि अब ये तो इसकी जो नटखटता है, चपलता है, वो बढ़ती जा रही है, इज बिकमिंग मोर एंड मोर मिस्चीवियस एंड मोर बोल्ड, सो हाउ कैन वी स्टॉप हिम। तो उन्होंने मिलके उसको श्राप दिया कि जो जिस बल के कारण तू इतना चपल हो रहा है, इतना नटखट हो रहा है, इतनी मस्ती करता है, तो ये जो बल है तेरे अंदर, तू भूल जाएगा, वो तेरे स्मरण में नहीं रहेगा। तो हनुमान जी वो भूल गए। जब भी ऋषियों के बच्चों ने जाके, पुत्रों ने जाके अंजनी को जाकर बताया कि उनके पुत्रों को श्राप मिला है, तो बेचारी दौड़ी दौड़ी आई ऋषियों के पास और क्षमा याचना की अपने पुत्र के कारण। तो ऋषियों ने कहा कि अभी हमने जो श्राप दिया वो व्यर्थ तो नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन आगे चल के भविष्य में जब भी कोई इसको स्मरण कराएगा, उसको याद दिलाएगा, उसके बल के विषय में, तो उसको याद आ जाएगा। तो आगे चल के जब भी रामेश्वरम से श्रीलंका जाना था, तो जामोन जी ने उनको याद दिलाया था हनुमान जी को उनके बल के विषय में। तभी हनुमान जी फिर उठ के उन्होंने छलांग लगाई थी श्रीलंका लंका में जाने के लिए। तो हनुमान जी की ये जन्म कथा है। तो ये एक प्रकार से शिव के अंश हैं, जैसे शकुंतला जी ने बताया, अंशा अवतार है। तो अभी शिव जी ने क्या देखा, अभी हनुमान जी का जन्म तो हो गया, अभी वो धीरे धीरे बढ़ भी रहे थे, लेकिन उनको अभी राम जी की सेवा में कैसे लगा है। तो कहते हैं भगवान शिव स्वयं मदारी का रूप लेके हनुमान जी को, वो बंदर रूप में थे ना, वानर रूप में, तो वो जाके अयोध्या में लेके गए और वहां पे कुछ खेल दिखाए वहां पे। तो राम जी बहुत प्रसन्न हुए, राम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न। फिर राम जी ने आग्रह किया अपने पिताजी को, दशरथ जी को, कि ये वानर जो है मुझे चाहिए। तो दशरथ जी ने वो शिव जी से वो वानर ले लिया। इसके पहले कथा थी है, आपने सुनी होगी, हनुमान चालीसा में भी इसका वर्णन आता है। हनुमान जी ने सूर्य को निगल लिया था। छोटे 5 वर्ष की आयु में उन्होंने छलांग लगाई थी, सूर्य को निगल लिया था। अभी निगलने का कारण क्या था, हनुमान जी को सूर्य को क्यों निगलना पड़ा, व्हाई डिड ही स्वॉलो सूर्य देव, व्हाट वाज द रीजन, एनीबॉडी?
उनको वो एप्पल लगा तो खाने के लिए उसकी तरफ दौड़े।
उनको एप्पल लगा।
तो सुना तो यही हुआ कि उनको
और
लगा
कोई
कि फल है तो इसलिए खाना है मुझे।
कुछ नॉन हिंदी स्पीकिंग लोग हैं, तो मैं इंग्लिश में बोलूंगा। इफ यू डोंट माइंड स्पीक इन इंग्लिश फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ पीपल हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी। Everybody is okay with English?
Perfect.
Yes?
Yes.
Cynthia is there. Cynthia, thank you for joining. तो जो कहते हैं कि हाँ, ये तो जो कहानी हमने सुनी, we have heard that why Hanuman ji swallowed the sun planet. Because one day when he was sleeping in the lap of his mother was crying. So the tears from his mother's eyes fell on the cheeks of Hanuman. So Hanuman opened his eyes and asked his mother, why are you crying? So initially his mother was very reluctant to give him the reason, but Hanuman insisted. So his mother, Anjani Devi, she told him that, next day her curse was going to get over. The duration of her curse was going to get over. So once that curse is over, then she will have to leave that body and go back to the heavenly planets. Actually, she was the denizen of heavenly planet. She was an angel there, Apsara. So she was residing there. So due to some offense she committed there, she was cursed. She and her husband both were residing there, her husband Kesari. So both of them, they committed an offense in the heavenly planet. They could not follow the etiquette to live there. So they were cursed by a sage to come down to the earth planet. The sage told them to go and take birth in the Mrityu Loka on the earth planet. So they asked for forgiveness. Sage, out of compassion, told them that though you will be born in the body of monkeys, but you can change your form as per your will. Whenever you want to change, you can change in any form, you can convert yourself. And the duration was given. After that duration was over of the curse, the sunrise time, Hanuman's mother had to leave the body, though his father would be staying back, Kesari. he was going to stay back on the Earth planet. So when Hanuman heard that, so then he told, now he was only 5 years old. So he told his mother, oh, you are only for such a small thing. You are so afraid and you are so much worried. So his mother said, what do you mean by such a small thing? Hanuman said, I've been thinking of swallowing this planet for a long time. Now I have the reason. If I swallow the planet, tomorrow there won't be any sunrise. Then you will be still here. You won't have to leave your body. So immediately he jumped. He jumped high to the sky. When he was the sun planet to swallow, at that time the dragon said, Rahu, swallow it, because that was the eclipse time, solar eclipse. So when Rahu saw that small monkey, he also was on the same direction. So he was fighting. He started fighting with Hanuman. And Hanuman punched him very hard. So Rahu could not sustain that punch, the strength of Hanuman. So he went and complained to the king of the demigods, Indra, and told him the whole thing, what happened. So Indra came on his elephant, white elephant, with the 5 trunks. So when Hanuman saw that elephant, so he thought that this elephant also seems like fruit. So let me swallow this also. So when Indra saw Hanuman approaching towards him, then he used his thunderbolt and he hit Hanuman. Before that, Hanuman had already swallowed the sun planet. And after that, he wanted to swallow the elephant. So when Indra hit Hanuman, at that time the sun came out. But by that time, the time was already over when his mother was supposed to leave the body. So that time already passed. So his mother did not leave the body. She was still alive. But when Indra hit Hanuman with a thunderbolt on his face, on his chin, Hanu. So Hanuman became unconscious and he fell on that planet. So when he was coming down, he was about to fall on a mountain. The wind god, Pavan, excuse me. So the wind god, he carried him in his lap and he went to a cave. And he was trying to bring Hanuman to consciousness, make him conscious. But he was not able to do that because Indra hit Hanuman very hardly on his chin with a thunderbolt. But Hanuman was powerful. That's why Hanuman did not die. Otherwise, anybody else had been there. Many demons died when Indra hit them with his thunderbolt. But Hanuman was much, much powerful than those demons who got killed by Indra. Only he became unconscious. So when the wind god could not bring Hanuman back to consciousness, so he became very upset. He stopped his movements. So when the wind was not blowing, air was not blowing, people could not breathe. The creatures could not breathe. So everybody started dying. So when small creatures started dying and human beings also were dying, so the human beings, demigods, they went and prayed to Lord Brahma to go and convince the wind god to start moving so that people can breathe. So Brahma came down to that cave and he sprinkled some water on Hanuman's face, and Hanuman came to consciousness. And then Lord Brahma gave him a boon that Hanuman would not be harmed by any weapon created by the architect, the engineer, or the heavenly planets, Vishwakarma. All the divine weapons were created by him. So Brahma gave him the boon, and he told Hanuman, even Brahma's own weapon, Brahmastra, would not harm Hanuman. So different demigods gave Hanuman different boons. And Pavandev also, his father, gave him the boon that Hanuman can increase his size to whatever size he wants. And he can reduce himself to a minute size. Now the expansion and contraction of the size depends on the air, like a balloon. When we start blowing air in the balloon can increase much bigger than its original size. And when we remove the air from the balloon shrinks and comes back to its original size. So the Pavan Dev, the wind god, gave him that boon that Hanuman could increase himself to any size, much bigger than any mountain on the earth planet. And later Hanuman used that boons. Whatever boons were given to him, so he used those boons. Now, because Brahma gave him the boon that no weapon, even Lord Indra's that thunderbolt also could not harm Hanuman. So that's why his name is called Vajrang Bali. Vajra means is a thunderbolt, the weapon of Lord Indra. Bali means strength. So Hanuman has equivalent strength or much more strength than Lord Indra's thunderbolt. That's why he got the name Bajrang Bali. So Hanuman became very powerful after that. So that was kind of a blessing in disguise for him. So coming back to this part, when Lord Shiva brought Hanuman to Ayodhya, and when Lord Ramachandra persuaded his father to keep that monkey with them, so Hanuman was growing with them. So from childhood, Hanuman, Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan, they were growing together in Ayodhya. But one day, when Vishwamitra came to Ayodhya and asked for Ram and Lakshman and to take them to the forest to protect the yagnas, because demons were creating problems in the lives of sages. So when Ram and Lakshman were going to the forest with Vishwamitra at that time, Lord Ramachandra told Hanuman that he also should go to forest, and when the time comes, they will meet again in future. And later on they met. So we will talk about that also. Any question here so far? Or any comment for whatever we discussed so far? Any addition somebody wants to make to whatever we discussed so far? It's a very wonderful pastime, Hanuman's pastime is very wonderful. Do you know how many kandas are there in Ramayana? Valmiki Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas? Different sections which are called kanda. How many kandas are there? Anyone? Yeah, you must have read Ramayana, right? Ramcharitmanas is very popular. It is more popular than Valmiki Ramayana. People, they do Ramcharitmanas, Rama and Parayan.
I
9
think
days katha.
7 hai.
7 days. 7 days katha. Yes, 7.
7 kandas.
Starting with Balakanda.
Correct.
Balakanda, in which the birth of Lord Ramachandra, appearance of Lord Ramachandra, and his brothers is mentioned. Then is Ayodhya Kand, correct?
Yes.
Then Aranya Kand.
Aranya.
After Balakanda is Ayodhya Kand.
Ayodhya Kand. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
After
Aranya
Ayodhya
Kand.
Kand, Aranya Kand.
Aranya, third one.
Yes, and then
Then I think
Kishkinda Kand.
Kishkinda Kand. Yeah.
Kishkinda Kand. And then
Sundar Kand.
Sundar Kand. And
Then
after
I think
that is Lanka Kand or Yuddha Kand. And the last one is Uttarakhand.
Uttar. Yeah.
Now, see, very interesting point. It will be interesting for you also when you hear this. Now, Lord Ramachandra, incarnation of Lord Vishnu, how beautiful he is, right? All his other 3 brothers also very beautiful. So, Balakanda is not called Sundarkand, it's called Beautiful Kand. It's just called Balakand, simple. In all these 7 Kand, the Sundarkand is called the part of Ramayana where Hanuman does his activities. His activities are more beautiful, if you understand from Ramayana. Hanuman's activities are much more beautiful than even the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. That's why that section where Hanumanji is doing his activities, performing his service, that part is called Sundarkand, the beautiful section of Ramayana, not the section when Lord Ramachandra appeared. See how much importance the Lord gives to his devotees. He doesn't mind to be a little bit, apparently we minimize when we compare the Lord himself with his devotees. So he always puts his devotees first. That's why Srila Prabhupada used to say, that in Kali Yuga, he said, particularly India, every other day, there is some incarnation of the Lord. People start claiming, I'm incarnation of God. मैं भगवान का अवतार हूं. So Prabhupada used to say that I don't understand why people they want to become God. Why don't they want to become devotees of the Lord? When they become devotees of the Lord will serve them. So he said, but human ego is so high. People have become so egoistic. अहंकार इतना बढ़ गया है लोगों में, सभी अपने आप को भगवान का अवतार मानते हैं और मनमाना.
And
दूसरों से.
विनोद जी, कई लोग, मैं एक दो लोगों से मिली हूँ जो ये कहेंगे, जैसे महापुरुष हुए हैं ना, लेट अस से विवेकानंद, योगानंदा, है ना, तो ये कहेंगे कि हम उनके भाई थे, हम उनके सिस्टर थे पूर्व जीवन में. They want to associate themselves as the family members of these great people. ये भी मैंने सुना है लोगों से.
हाँ.
तो ये जो आप कह रहे हैं ना, वो बिल्कुल सत्य है. People don't want to be devotees or followers. They want to be their family members. This is something very interesting also. जो दो तीन लोगों ने मुझे कहा था कि हम तो इनके भाई थे, हम तो इनके ऐसे, मतलब कुछ भी लोग
see, this
कहते
shows,
हैं.
that people they are so insecure within themselves. So they don't want to be known by their own personal identity. They want to add some famous person's identity to their life so that they can be recognized.
विनोद जी, not famous, spiritually famous. मतलब
Yes,
फेमस
correct.
लोगों को आप चलो वो नहीं बोलेंगे, स्पिरिचुअली
Absolutely, yes.
फेमस. जैसे कि
Yes.
वो कितने स्पिरिचुअल है, कितने मतलब क्योंकि वो इनके भाई है या इनके बहन है या ऐसे कुछ तो भी. एंड हाउ डिड दे कम टू नो? जब मैं पूछती हूँ आपको कैसे पता चला, नहीं सपने में आया था मुझे. ध्यान की स्थिति में मुझे आई केम टू नो इन द स्टेट ऑफ मेडिटेशन दैट मैं बाबा जी का बेटा हूँ या मैं योगानंद जी का भाई हूँ. ध्यान में, in meditation they got this.
Actually, in true sense, it is not meditation, it's an illusion.
Correct. Illusion and then basically delusion. So how they are
Correct.
living deluded lives. This is also a very common thing
See,
when
in
I
this regard,
travel.
since you got this, see, since you mentioned about this point, long time ago, I won't mention the name of that person, very famous Ayurvedic doctor. He's not anymore, he's no more now. So he was very popular. Now his wife is handling his business. So his program used to come on an Indian TV channel in the morning on the news channel, about 15-20 minute segment. So once I happened to be at one of my clients' place here in Hong Kong. So when I was there, so this program was going on, so that my client told me, it would be of my interest to see what this guy says. He's a famous Ayurvedic doctor in India, in Mumbai. So I was watching that program. So what this man said, that Ayurvedic doctor, he said he's coming in the lineage of the famous Ayurvedic doctors from Mahabharata time. So in his parampara, he's descendant of the famous Ayurvedic doctor who cured Arjuna. So somebody asked, what kind of cure you're talking about? He said, because Arjuna, he became depressed in the beginning of the war. He did not want to fight. So one of his gurus in his parampara, ascending order, he made some Ayurvedic medicine and he gave that to Arjuna. Arjuna's depression was gone after that.
So Krishna का कोई
Now,
मतलब मोल नहीं है.
now
What's the role of Bhagavad
नहीं
Gita?
है।
मैं कह रही हूँ कि Krishna has been removed. The Ayurvedic doctor cured the
Yes.
depression and then he started fighting. कर लो बात.
Correct. Now see, it's a very, very important point in Mahabharata. Vyasadev forgot to mention about that Ayurvedic doctor. Now this man remembers. This man remembers that one of his gurus cured Arjuna. So see, so then my client, he was saying, लोग अपनी दुकान चलाने के लिए कौन सी कहानियां बनाते हैं.
It's true.
Just to sell their products, whatever comes in their mind, they'll make up stories. Now people who have not read Mahabharata, who do not know so much about Bhagavad Gita, they will believe him. Right? So that wrong belief, fake belief will be promoted, will be spread. So yeah, this is common. The age of deception. Yeah, so
Hello,
coming back to
Vinod
this
ji.
point.
Hello, Vinod ji. Sorry.
Namaste.
Ram everyone. This
हाँ,
should be
बोलिए।
here. Vinod ji, आपने एक बहुत अच्छी बात बोली है. जैसे generally when we do puja or anything, I think most of us, like me, we sometimes do it without knowing the meaning behind it. Sometimes we do it and then we grow our belief system. I always used to wonder why Sundarkand has been named Sundarkand when in all the Kands of Ramayana it has been named according to the respective actions. I always wonder why it is not named as Bajrang Kand or Hanuman Kand because it is only the activities of Hanumanji. But today when I'm attending this session, thank you so much. I came to know why it is called Sundarkand.
Thank you. Yeah, so see, the sages, they were very careful when they would give any title to any part of their writings. They would not just whimsically say, I feel like calling this section like that, so I want to give this name. They were very logical. Not only the material logics they would apply, the spiritual objective also they would apply. And according to that, they will give the names of different sections.
Yeah.
They were not like us, ordinary people. We just get carried away by our whims and impulsive nature. They were not like that. They were very controlled, very disciplined people. They had so much control on their senses and the mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So a lot of things, we can learn from this our epics. These are itihasas, histories. These are not mythological stories, fairy tale stories. Unfortunately, many Indians also call these are mythological stories. Now we are getting so many evidence, so many proofs. Where Lord Ramachandra stayed, where Hanuman went. All these things are slowly being found. So now people are slowly starting to believe that these things actually happen. It's not only fairy tale stories or mythological stories.
Yes.
Yeah, so coming back to this point. So yes, in Sundarkand, mostly the whole section talks about Lord Hanuman. So we'll talk about that also later. So coming back to this point, so Hanuman went to the forest and Lord Ramachandra went with Vishwamitra, Lord Ramachandra and Lakshman. They went to different forests to protect the yagnas of the sages. Now later during the last year of their exile, during the 14th year, they were sent to the exile for 14 years. You know the background, right? Why Lord Ramachandra was sent to the forest? Who sent him there?
Lord.
Anybody?
Due to that.
Who sent Lord Ramachandra to the forest?
Kekai's boon. She asked. Kekai asked.
Yeah, Kekai was the main reason behind.
Yeah.
She asked for 2 bones from Ram's father, Dasharath. So now 2 bones she asked for. One was her
Son.
son, Bharat, should
Hmm.
become the king.
Hmm.
Now she could have said that my son should become the king and Lord Ramachandra should become like commander in chief or something like that.
No.
What was the need for her to send him to forest? And that also specific number of years, 14 years.
Hmm.
Not 13 years, not 15 years, 14 years. What could be the reason?
Is it because after a certain time then they cannot claim the kingdom? Something like that was there?
Hmm.
No, actually, it was not that reason. Sorry, I have not heard that reason, but could be
Uh-huh.
in different scriptures they might have mentioned.
Okay.
Now, if you talk about the material creation, do you know how many spheres, how many levels are there in the material creation? In one of the sessions, we talked about it when we are talking of Bhagavatam, when we were talking about the creation. So in this whole material creation, the whole creation is in 14 levels.
Hmm. Lokas.
Earth comes at the 7th level.
Hmm. Correct.
Above Earth, there are 6 levels.
That's right.
Yes.
So above Earth, they are called heavenly planets.
Heaven. Niche.
And below the Earth, 7 levels, they are called hellish planets. Correct?
Hmm.
Correct.
Rasatal, Patal, Mahatal, like that.
Alatala, Rasatala. Hmm.
Correct. So these are 7 hellish planets below the Earth level.
Correct.
Now we are at the 7th level.
Right.
Right? That's why we have 7 chakras in the body.
Hmm.
So Ravana, the great demon, he was troubling people, creatures who are residing at all 14 levels. So Kaikai had that figure in mind, 14 levels, and all creatures are suffering. So she wanted Lord Ramachandra to go and kill Ravana, so that all the creatures living in at all 14 levels should be relieved from the torture, cruelty of Ravana, should be alleviated from the cruelty of Ravana. So for that reason, she asked the boon from her husband, Dashrath, for 14 years to go to exile. And now, see here, it is very important to talk about the Ishtadev, the worshipable deity of Hanuman, also when we talk about Hanuman. Now, Ramachandra was sent to forest, right? We know he was very obedient son. Correct? He was the epitome of obedience, loyalty, ideal husband, ideal son, ideal brother, ideal master. Everything was at the top level, all qualities. So when Dasharath's charioteer and friend, Sumanta, he was taking Lord Ramachandra to the forest, so Dasharath told him, he took him aside and told him that after 14 days, you bring Lord Ramachandra back. Because Dasharath could not live, could not imagine to live without Lord Ramachandra. He had so much affection and love, attachment towards Lord Ramachandra. Because in the scriptures, it is mentioned that in the critical situations, 1 day can be treated as 1 year. Correct? And actually, if we see geographically also, geographically means, speaking from the creation point of view, in the heavenly planets, their 1 day equals to 1 year on the Earth planet.
Correct. Yes.
So sometimes at some higher levels, royal class people, they apply the same logic. So 1 day can be treated as 1 year on the Earth planet as well.
विनोद जी, अभी मैं जो एक पढ़ रही हूँ शुभा विलास जी की रामायण, उसमें मेंशन्ड है कि कैकेयी ने 14 वर्ष के लिए क्यों उनको भेजा वनवास, बिकॉज देयर आर 14 सेंसेस, मतलब 5 के कर्मेंद्रिया, 5 के ज्ञानेंद्रिया, चित्त, मन, बुद्धि और ईगो. दिस बिकम्स 14. तो ये 14 सेंसेस के ऊपर नियंत्रण पाना इंपॉर्टेंट था राम के लिए, before he will kill Ravana. तो इसीलिए 14 वर्ष का उनको वनवास दिया गया, ऐसा उन्होंने शोभा विलास जी ने लिखा है। उनका जो मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, उनकी 6 डिफरेंट वॉल्यूम्स है, उसमें
correct,
एक
yes.
पहला वॉल्यूम में
It
ये
sounds-
उन्होंने मेंशन किया है।
Correct. It sounds logical. Now see here, no offense to the person who has written that. Now there is no question of Lord Ramachandra not having any control on his senses.
Yeah, correct. But it is basically
But through his example,
correct
his
example.
example is teaching us.
Yes, that's
Correct?
right. That's right.
Yeah, through his example is teaching us.
Hmm.
Maryada Purushottam. So
Hmm.
coming back to this point,
Hmm.
so when Sumanta took them, so when they resided for a few days at the bank of the Saryu River, outskirts of Ayodhya. So on the when the 14 days were about to finish in the evening, or the 14th evening, Sumanta told Lord Ramachandra, he gave him the ornaments, everything of his, as a king, he was supposed to wear. So Lord Ramachandra asked him, why are you giving me all this? Because Sumanta said, this is your father's order. He told me that after 14 days, I should bring you back to the kingdom, to the palace. Now, today is the 14th day. Lord Ramachandra refused to go with him. Now, Sumanta was like his uncle, his father's age. He's conveying the message of King Dashrath, Lord Ramachandra's father. Now, how can epitome of obedience disobeys the order of his father, and that also which was conveyed by his uncle? Why did Lord Ramachandra refuse? Why didn't he go with him? That means he was disobeying his father, his instruction. Can anyone guess? Why did Lord Ramachandra did not go with him? Go
Because
back to Ayodhya kingdom.
his main purpose to take avatara was this only, to kill Ravan.
I think Vinod ji, he had given a promise. राम जी ने अपनी माँ को बेसिकली प्रॉमिस दिया था ना कि आई विल गो, सो इफ ही केम बैक देन ही विल ब्रेक द प्रॉमिस.
But promise also was given because of his father's instruction.
Correct, but for him possibly a promise is something that's sacred. I mean, that's what I think. उनके लिए एक प्रॉमिस एक sacred चीजें बन जाती है ना.
We need to elaborate this.
हाँ.
Or maybe that.
Yes.
Ranjana बोलो.
Maybe that he wanted, he knew it that it is a promise made by his father to his mother, and he wanted to
honor,
do it. He wanted to honor it, and it's only because of his father's affection that he wanted that this should not be happening. So that's why now, I think.
Now both of you are correct. But see, the calculation was given by Sumanta, and he was not speaking whimsically. He was not making any story. He was not making up any story. It was mentioned in the scriptures. In the critical situations, one day can be treated as 1 year. From that perspective, he was right. But what Lord Ramachandra told Sumanta when he told him that he won't go back to the kingdom, because he said the first order was given by a king, Dashrath. Correct? Now, second order, like calculating 1 day equal to 1 year, that was coming from the father because of emotion, because of sentiments. Right? So he said that Raja's order, king's order, surpasses the order of father. And I belong to the royal kingdom, right? So I'm a Kshatriya. So I'm a duty bound. I have to follow the king's order, not the father's order. So first order, 14 years, it came from the king. Second order, 14 days, to be treated as 14 years, that is coming from the emotions of the father, sentiments of the father. So the duty surpasses the sentiments. Does it make sense?
Yes, I think that's
Any comments?
नहीं सही है. Duty is
See,
more important than sentiments. ये आप कह रहे हैं ना?
Yes. Yes.
And मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम है वो. So obviously
Absolutely.
for him, duty matters. Duty beyond borders. So yeah.
Correct. Correct. And this also was the main reason, Lord Ramachandra had to send Mother Sita to the forest when she was pregnant. Because Lord Ramachandra's kingdom was of totality, not majority. Now in democracy, majority wins, right? But at that time, totality, everybody should be in favor of the king. Only one man raised objection, washerman, and that also Lord Ramachandra did not like. He did not want to upset him. So because of his objection, that washerman's objection, Lord Ramachandra sent Mother Sita to the forest. So again, it's not that, he was a very careless husband. He was not a duty-bound husband. No. He was playing the role of a king. So the duty of the king is much higher than the duty of a husband. Yeah. So
Yes.
Hanumanji met Lord Ramachandra again during the last year, during the 14th year, when they were in the forest. And that also after Mother Sita was kidnapped. So Rishimukh mountain in Kishkinda, they met. Actually, that district is in Karnataka somewhere, South India. So now see here that the meeting part is very important. When Sugriv saw two young princes, they were walking on the mountain, so he thought that his brother Bali had sent them to kill Sugriv. Sugriv and Bali, Bali was his brother, had snatched Sugriv's wife and kingdom and kicked Sugriv out from the kingdom. So when Sugriv saw Ram and Lakshman walk climbing the mountain, so he thought that they were going to kill him. So he sent one to go and find out. So Hanuman, in the disguised form of brother, he went and spoke to Lord Lakshman. So when Hanuman was talking to Lord Ramachandra, initially Lord Ramachandra did not recognize him. That is their pastime, their Leela. But when Hanuman started speaking to him, the use of grammar was so clear, Lord Ramachandra, he realized that he cannot be anybody else than Hanuman himself. Hanuman came in his original form. And after that, he brought Lord Ram and everything. And then the story we fast forward, coming back to the point when Hanuman goes to Lanka. This part is very important. Of course, all but these are more interesting. So, Mother Sita. Lord Chandra gave Sita, and he was sure Hanuman can meet Hanuman. Give him some ornaments to show Lord Ramachandra as an evidence that Hanuman met Mother Sita. So it is said that when Hanuman was sitting there at the shore of the Indian Ocean, and they could see Lanka. So Hanuman was not sure that he can jump that long. All different monkeys, they were showing their power, how long can they jump. So Angada said that I can jump 100 yojana. 1 yojana is 8 miles. That means 800 miles away from Rameshwaram, Lanka. We call it Sri Lanka now. So Anga said, I can go there, I can jump, but then I'm not sure whether I will have enough strength to come back. I may give up my body there after jumping so long, such a distance. So Jamwan came to Hanuman and asked him, why are you quiet? So Hanuman asked him, what can I do? What should I do? He said, you should recognize your strength. You have the power to do that. You have the blessings from your own father. Then you can increase your size to whatever height you want, how big you want, how huge you want. So you can do that. And when you increase your size, this distance is like one footstep for you. You can do that. So then Jamwant chanted very nice prayers to ignite that power, that strength in Hanuman's heart. And then Hanuman started increasing in his size. So after that, when he jumped, when he was flying in the sky, it is mentioned in Ramayana, 3 main obstacles Hanuman had to cross. Now, they have meanings, these obstacles. They are not only just some symbolic thing. Actually, those things happen, but some lessons also we can learn from these obstacles, what Hanuman had to face and how he crossed them. The first one was a mountain, Mainaka mountain. So that mountain was hiding in the sea water, and he was scared of Lord Indra. Indra had cursed him. But the wind god, Hanuman's father, made an arrangement for him to hide in the water. He persuaded Varun, the lord of the water, lord of the sea, to allow that Mainaka mountain to reside there, to hide there. So when Mainaka mountain saw Hanuman was flying in the sky and he was perspiring so much, so he felt that he should serve Hanuman. Mainaka mountain felt that he should serve Hanuman. Now see, when we are talking about, that he felt, now when we talk about a mountain, we think that mountain is like a rock, the bundle of rocks. How a rock can have a feeling? But in our Vedic culture, our philosophy is very personal. Everybody is considered as a living being. Even non-living objects also, they have some consciousness. That's why, when they make the deities, the idols, to be installed as deities in the temples, they don't select ordinary stones. They don't choose ordinary rocks. They examine the rocks and see the level of consciousness in the rocks, whether they can be made as deities and then worshipped. Because when the rocks have the consciousness of the rocks is of a higher level, then the pran pratishtha ceremony, that means putting the life in that deity form, can be possible. Otherwise, the life cannot be put. And that's the reason there are so many incidents that devotees, they see how the deities are reciprocating with them. Have you heard about these things? Anyone? Any comment? तृप्ति जी, आपने सुना है कभी ऐसे?
हाँ, मुझे पहले से ही ये फीलिंग थी कि देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड नॉन लिविंग. मेरे हिसाब से हर चीज में प्राण है. मैं तो ये मानती हूँ. चाहे आप एक आइडल लेके जब घर पे आते हैं कहीं से भी किसी ने आपको दिया है, तो यू विल नॉट कीप इट इन अ प्लेस विच इज डर्टी. मतलब
Yes,
आपको ये पता है कि इसको यहाँ नहीं रख सकते. You
absolutely.
keep it in a nice, clean place because that idol itself has that kind of energy. और जैसे आपने
Correct.
कहा कि the stone that is selected to make the idol also I think is brought from a sacred mountain or a sacred place or something like that.
Yes.
कहीं से
Yes.
तो पत्थर नहीं लेके आएंगे ना वो. तो बिकॉज हमारे काम में हम कहते हैं विनोद जी की कोई ऐसी जगह जो बहुत पुरानी हो, जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोगों ने प्रार्थना की हो, that place automatically has that powerful energy.
Hmm.
जैसे कई लोग they go to maybe अरुणाचलम, तो जो लोग वहां जाते हैं वो कन परिक्रमा करते, इट्स अ माउंटेन बेसिकली, राइट? बट उसकी कन परिक्रमा करते हैं, बैठ के ध्यान करते हैं, तो दैट एनर्जी ऑफ दैट माउंटेन हैज बिकम पावरफुल. अरुणाचलम इटसेल्फ इज लाइक द लॉर्ड, है ना? तो वहां से अगर कोई चीज लाई जाए, इवन अ स्मॉल स्टोन इफ यू गेट. जब मैं गई थी वहां पे और मैंने परिक्रमा की थी, तो वहां से एक पत्थर मैंने लिया था, मैं आपको दिखा भी सकती हूँ. इट इज एग्जैक्टली इन द शेप ऑफ एक्चुअली गणेशा,
Yeah, yeah.
एग्जैक्टली लाइक गणेशा. और जब मैंने वो देखा वहां पे पड़ा हुआ था, आई पिक्ड इट अप एंड आई रियली फेल्ट दैट इट वाज एक्चुअली गणेशा. तो वैसे दिस इज व्हाट आई बिलीव कि हर
Yes.
जगह ये जो जगह जो है और इस तीर्थ स्थान जो है, वहां से अगर आप कोई चीज लेकर आते तो उसमें प्राण बचते ही है.
Correct. Correct.
दैट इज व्हाट आई बिलीव दैट एक्चुअली.
Yes. Yes. And normally, when people go there and they take this, we call them shilas. So, according to the Vedic culture, any kind of prominent temple in that area, so one has to go to the temple and from the head priest of the temple have to get the permission that from this place I'm taking the shila back home, and I promise that I will worship, I will take care of the shila as a deity, not just keep it as a decorative place, kind of object in the home. So yeah, see, this is our cultural thing, that what you said, very nice thing you said, that when we bring these things, we don't just place them anywhere in the house. We make sure that the place is very nice and it's not a dirty place. Yeah. So yeah, coming back to this part. So this mountain, he wanted to kind of serve Hanuman, because he remembered Hanuman's father was the one who helped him to reside in the water in that part of the sea between India and Lanka. So he emerged from the water. He came up and he requested Hanuman that he must be tired and he should relax for a while. So Hanuman, very humbly, he said he did not have any single moment to waste to rest unless he accomplishes his mission. After he finishes that work, the job which was assigned to him, then only he can come back and relax. Otherwise, before finishing his work, he won't relax. So this is what we need to learn. When it comes to devotional service, one should not become lazy. In one of the previous sessions, I had mentioned about the conversation between King Yudhishthir, Maharaj Yudhishthir, and a Yaksha. So one of the questions the Yaksha asked Maharaj Yudhishthir, how can he define laziness? What is laziness? So Yudhishthir did not tell him, from the student's perspective, that not studying, not doing the homework, not preparing for the exams, all that is laziness. No. For the workers, he did not say not going to the office, not doing the job, not earning the money, that is laziness. No. For the housewife, like cooking for the family members, doing household work, not doing household work, that is laziness. No. He said neglecting one's spiritual constitutional duty, that is laziness. Not performing the religious activities, the spiritual activities, that is laziness. So Hanuman was doing a devotional service, a spiritual activity for his master, Lord Ramachandra. So before finishing the task, he said he did not have time to relax. But to pacify, to reciprocate the request of the person, that mountain, Menaka mountain, he just placed his hand on the mountain as though he relaxed for a while. Then he moved forward. The second obstacle, does anyone remember what was the second obstacle that Hanuman had to face?
There was one Sursa. I don't know that
Sursa, yes.
second or third, that I
Yeah.
don't know, but Sursa.
Yeah, Sursa was the she
चलो अच्छी
snake.
बात है, प्रेम में डूबे हो तो डूबे रहो, ये उम्र कैसी है डूबने वाली।
She was from a
ना?
Nagaloka.
और कैसी है आपकी बेगम जान, मजे में है?
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's okay. I've muted, so you can continue.
So she was from a Nagaloka. And actually she was sent by demigods to create an obstacle and to test Hanuman. So she created an obstacle. She stood on the way where Hanuman was, in the direction Hanuman was going. And she told Hanuman that she had a boon from Lord Brahma that she can eat any creature flying in that area or any creature swimming in the water in that area. So Hanuman asked her exactly what kind of boon did she get. So she told him that Brahma has given me a boon that nobody can cross this area without going through my mouth. So Hanuman increased his size. So she opened her mouth very wide. So Hanuman increased his size further. So she also opened her mouth wider. So then all of a sudden Hanuman became very small and went inside her mouth and came out. So he said, I fulfilled your promise, right? So Brahma's boon is intact. I'm not breaking Brahma's boon. And whatever promise I gave you, that I fulfilled that. So she was so pleased with Hanuman and she blessed him that because of your wisdom, the intelligence you have, and the patience you have, you will succeed in your mission. So then Hanuman, after getting her blessings.
So this was the entry level exam.
Yes.
Entry level exam for Hanumanji.
Yes, entry level exam. Yes. Yeah. So then the third one was very critical, very, very crucial. Hanumanji was flying in the sky, but all of a sudden he could not fly. He got stuck. So he looked around. He could not find any kind of visible creature was stopping him. Any visible power was stopping him. So when he looked down, he saw one demon. And that demon was holding him back by holding his shadow. The demon had the power to hold the living beings just by their shadow. Now we will discuss later all these three obstacles, what symbolically they mean. What can we learn from these obstacles? So Hanuman had to kill that demon. Hanuman entered into, when that demon swallowed Hanuman, after going inside the body of that demon, Hanuman expanded himself, that demon's body was burst, like, blown away. Blown up actually, yes. So now these three obstacles, what do we learn from this? First one was very friendly. The mountain. He wanted to serve Hanuman, right? So on the devotional path, sometimes our family members can become the obstacles. When we want to fast, the mother will say, why are you fasting? It is not necessary. Thoda kha le, eat something, right? Now see, their intention is good. right? But then that good intention also, they don't know what is the objective behind. What's our goal? What's the reason for fasting? So they try to persuade the senior family members, elderly family members. They try to persuade out of good intention. So we need to be very careful. Handle such people very tactfully, with love and affection, instead of getting angry with them. Second obstacle. Now, she was sent by the demigods, right? So sometimes the infrastructure which is created by the governing bodies, they can create obstacles for us, right? The best example, the latest example we have, the temple in Ayodhya, right? More than 500 years, the Hindus had to wait to construct a temple for Lord Ramachandra, right? Bureaucracy, politics, right? So the infrastructure created by human beings, or sometimes the higher authorities. So we need to face these kind of situations very patiently, logically, in a rational manner. Because just, losing our temper, becoming angry is not going to serve the purpose. And eventually, after 500 years, we have a very nice temple there in Ayodhya, right? Then the third obstacle, the demon who can hold us back by holding our shadow. Now, what is the shadow? What does a shadow imply? What is the cause of the shadow? On a bright sunny day, when we walk on the street, we see the shadow, right? Our shadow. So what is the cause of the shadow?
Light, sunlight.
Sorry?
Light, sunlight.
Yeah, apparently it looks like sunlight is
Yeah.
the cause, right?
Yeah.
But actually, it's us. It's our shadow. Wherever we are not there, there is no our shadow, right?
Yeah.
Wherever we are going, the shadow is following us, right?
Our own subconscious minds, thought process, and confused state of mind.
Our ignorance,
Yeah.
our darker side, our weaknesses, our shortcomings, our vices. As you said, Ranjana ji, our ego also, right?
Yeah.
Our confusion, ignorance. So that is represented by a shadow. Now, these kind of shortcomings, what we have, these are the one who are holding us back, who do not allow us to progress, who do not allow us to perform according to our potential, right? So the shadow was being held by the demon, and because of that, Hanuman could not move forward. Now, if we talk about shadow a little bit more, when the sun is rising, at that time our shadow is longer, is bigger than our body's height, right? Am I saying right here? As the sun goes higher and higher in the sky, the size of the shadow starts reducing. Correct? Then at the midday time, when the sun is at the top, there is no shadow. It's completely gone. Right? Because it's just under our feet. So what these different stages teach us of our shadow? Sunshine represents knowledge, awareness, right? Wakefulness. So when we are full of knowledge, then these kind of shortcomings, ignorance is completely gone. Our all shortcomings here under our feet, they cannot cause any kind of obstacle. If we are full of knowledge and we know how to use that knowledge. But again, the size of the shadow starts increasing when the sun is about to set. When the sun is just before sun is setting, the length of the shadow is higher than our body's height. So what does it imply?
Can we say it like this also? When we are young, when sun is shining, we are young, we have so many other things and distractions to look upon, and we don't go into this side. And as we grow and at the last stage of the life, we only realize the importance of spiritualism.
Yeah, so can you it makes sense what you're saying. So can you just explain a little bit more? You're on the right track.
No, it's not that I've thought about it. Instantly, it came to my mind when you said, can you see it? Because when we are born, we are young, we are so much attracted by, unless and until we get some guidance, we are attracted by so many other things that this part of our life doesn't come into picture. And then we come into our youth and further progress, we realize something is there, so that our shadows become little shorter. We somehow go on thinking that there are other things in the life also which we should consider. And the last part of life, when we have finished our worldly duties, then only we come to realize. Very few people. This is what I had something very vague in my mind.
Yes. What you said is it makes complete sense. So see what she says, Ranjana ji said. I will elaborate a little bit more. So in the first part, when the shadow is reducing, when we are acquiring more and more knowledge, right? And after midday, at the midday point, when the person becomes very realized, spiritually, very knowledgeable, then in the later part of the life, when the shadow is increasing, that means it shows that the size of the shadow is increasing because the number of dependents, the number of followers keep on increasing. That means the person's responsibility towards those followers who would be depending on this person's teachings, they will keep on increasing. So the person has to shelter, protect those followers, those disciples. In the later part of the age, if we talk about the Varnashrama system, in the sannyas stage, the person has to become a guru. Guru means, to impart the knowledge to others, to disciples, so that they also can advance spiritually. The knowledge should not be kept with one's own self. It is to be distributed. It is to be shared.
Singing Thursday, right?
So in the later part of the life, when the shadow is increasing, that means the number of people depending on this person, on his knowledge, that number keeps on increasing. So person has to shelter so many people who are depending on him for spiritual knowledge, for spiritual advancement. Does it make sense? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes. Maybe I couldn't explain myself because it was a very vague idea in my mind.
Yeah, you were right. So yeah, so coming back to this part. So after he crossed, when he reached Lanka, now Hanuman chose to enter the Lanka after sunset. Now, why did he choose that time? Why didn't he go now? If he had gone in the daytime, it was easier for him to find Mother Sita. But he waited for the sun to set before he entered Lanka. Why did he wait for that time to enter, particularly after sunset?
So that he can be safe from the security guards there.
Apparently that, but now see, Hanuman was going to enter the kingdom of demons. Right? Now demons are known as Nishachar.
Yes.
जो लोग निशा में आचरण करते हैं, that means the living beings who roam around, who do their more activities after sunset.
Yes.
They are called demons, right? And most of us fall in that category nowadays. We are nishachas, right?
True.
Of course, depends on what kind of activities the person is doing. If we are glorifying the Lord, we are doing satsang, then we are not nishachas. So to go into the country of nishachar, he chose the nisha, that night time. And because he was going to look for Mother Sita, right? Mother Sita, who was completely in contrast, character-wise, contrast of these demons. So it would have become easier for him to single out Mother Sita. Who is Mother Sita and who are the demons? Because he had never seen Mother Sita before, right? So how could he find out Mother Sita in the crowded place, right? So he said, the nishachars, the demons, they will be engaged in their normal duties, what normally demons do after sunset. But Mother Sita, consort of Lord Ramachandra, she will be completely unique, quite different from these nishachars. So it would become easier for Hanuman to single out Mother Sita, that who is Mother Sita and who are the other she demons. So that's why he chose the night time to enter Lanka. And of course, what you said, Shakuntalaji, to escape from the guards' vision, he chose. Now it is said that he chose a particular form, Sukshma Rupa. Huh? In Hanuman Chalisa, it comes, it's Sukshma Rupa. So Sukshma means very, very minute, very small form. Again, because his father had blessed him that he can reduce his size to a very minutest size. So it is said he became a mosquito. Because mosquitoes are more roaming around after sunset, right? So he said, then he will not be found. The guards will not be able to recognize him. But one she demon, Lankini, she found him. She caught him. And she did not want him to enter. And then, of course, Hanuman fought with her and then, injured her. And she was the first one to inform Ravana that, that now your days are counted already. This monkey, because then Hanuman had to come in his original form to fight with her. Some places they say, actually he killed her. In some places it is said that, he just injured her so that she can convey the message to Ravana that the messenger of Lord Ramachandra is here now. And Ravana has to be very careful. So many people, sometimes the questions people ask, they don't make so much sense. They pick and choose these kind of points, to show that, they are much, much smarter than Tulsidas and Valmiki. Because somebody asked a question once, if Hanuman took the form of a mosquito, what happened to the ring which Ramachandra had given to him? Where did that ring go? Can anyone answer this question?
Yes.
Yes, Shakuntalaji. What happened to that?
That ring was also in a Sukshma form, astral form. So
Yes.
that he can carry.
See, because Hanumanji is Ashta Siddhi Navaniti ke data, Aswar Deen Janaki Mata, right? Ram Rasayan Tumare Pasa, Sada Raho Raghupati ke dasa. So 8 Siddhis and 9 Nidhis.
Yes.
8 Siddhis means supernatural powers. So if he reduced his size, so he was able to reduce the size of that ring also, what you said. He had that power. So sometimes people, they come up with these kind of things,
I think
So yes, so when he entered
हाँ
Yes,
नहीं आप
Trupti.
कंटिन्यू करिए, देन आई विल से सम.
You want to say at this point anything?
नो, मैं बाद में कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ.
Okay. So after he entered in Lanka, then initially he was going to different palaces, and when he saw the opulence Ravana had, so he also was very surprised, and he was admiring Ravana, that Ravana is not an ordinary person. He's blessed by Lord Shiva, and he was admiring him. So this is also, we can learn from Hanuman. Though he was having so much of anger towards Ravana because Ravana had kidnapped Mother Sita, but when he saw the opulence, so these qualities Hanuman was admiring. So in the enemies also, if enemies have some good qualities, one should admire those qualities. It's not completely negate that person, in whole and soul. No. So yeah, coming back to this point, a little bit fast forward. It is said that after Hanuman met Mother Sita, he gave the ring to Sita, and then Mother Sita also gave him some ornaments, Chudamani, to show to Lord Ramachandra. Then Lord Hanuman said that he was hungry. So he asked permission from Mother Sita that can he eat something, very nice fruits on the trees. So Mother Sita said, yes, you can do that without damaging anything. And she told him that you are supposed to eat only the fruits which have fallen on the ground. So there were only few fruits on the ground which were ripe, and because they ripened, then they fell. So Hanuman was not satisfied. So what he did, he started shaking the trees. He made the fruits fall on the ground. Then he started picking up the fruits. He did not pluck the fruits from the branches of the tree. He shook the tree so that the fruits fall on the ground. Then he started picking up. He was not breaking any kind of, not disobeying Mother Sita. So whatever fruits fell on the ground, he ate those. So when the demons saw that somebody was destroying the garden and damaging the trees, they fought with him. And Hanuman killed everybody. So then they went and told in the court to Ravana. So Ravana sent Indrajit. Indrajit came and he shot Hanuman with Brahmastra. Now Hanuman had a boon from Lord Brahma. It was Lord Brahma's weapon. And Lord Brahma had blessed him that even his weapon also cannot harm him. Hanuman, out of towards Lord Brahma's weapon, he allowed himself to be tied with that rope released from the weapon of Lord Brahma, because he wanted to see Ravana. So Indrajit, Ravana's son, took him to the court, and there, very good conversation Hanuman had with Ravana. He was not scared of Ravana at all. Ravana did not offer him a seat to sit. So what Hanuman did? He coiled his tail and he created a seat which was much higher than Ravana's seat, Ravana's asana. So he wanted to show Ravana, though he is so opulent, he is the king of Lanka, but even a small servant of Lord Ramachandra, that servant's position is much higher than Ravana's position. And after that, we know that Ravana, he ordered the demons to burn his tail, and Hanuman burned the Lanka. And before that, he met Vibhishan when he was looking for Mother Sita. Everywhere, see, this is the unique thing about Lanka at that time. All the palaces, all the bungalows, all the buildings, structures, the architect, they were designed in such a way that from outside, they were looking like temples. And inside, horrible things they were doing. And one place he saw, Vibhishan's place, very nice, very simple house. And in the courtyard, there was a plant of tulsi. So Hanuman realized, oh, this must be some Vaishnava, some devotee. So he met Vibhishan, and Vibhishan was younger brother of Ravana, right? So Vibhishan told him that, he is the devotee of Lord Ram, but he's scared of his brother. He cannot openly tell his brother, cannot instruct his brother, cannot request his brother to give Sita back. So Hanuman asked him, how can you survive surrounded by so many demons, so many enemies around you? So the analogy Vibhishan gave to Hanuman, he said, my position is like the position of the tongue surrounded by teeth. If I move little bit here and there, I will be bitten. I'll be injured. I'll be harmed. So I have to be very, very careful. So Hanuman said, oh, you have a very unique, very wonderful position. Vibhishan said, what do you mean? I'm telling you that I have to be so careful. I have to be very careful with each movement. I have to be very careful. And you're telling me that I have a very wonderful, unique position. Don't be so sarcastic. Hanuman said, no, I'm not being sarcastic. He told them that when a baby is born, when any baby is born, the tongue is already there, right? The teeth start coming out later. But and in the advanced stage also, first teeth are the one who fall off, but the tongue still remains. So this shows your eternal position. So these enemies, these demons who are around you, like teeth, they will be taken care of. They will fall off. They will die. They will be killed. But you will survive. And Hanuman told him that, to be honest, all these people around you, they are existing because you are existing. Like, he gave him example. Supposing he gave him the example of a tongue. If tongue speaks something nonsense, the other person will slap and so many teeth will fall off. So because you're careful, that's why people around you are still surviving. So your position is very unique. So don't worry about that. And then Hanuman instructed him. Hanuman told him that I initiate you. I accept you as a disciple. And now as a guru, I'm instructing you. Tomorrow you go to the court and tell Ravana to give Sita back. And here, it is very a little bit humorous thing mentioned. On the walls of, external walls of Vibhishan's palace, Ram was written. So actually it was covered, but Hanuman saw it. So Hanuman asked him, why are you hiding that, Ram? You are chanting Ram's name, you should reveal. He said, no, if my brother sees, he'll be very upset with me because he hates Ram. So Hanuman told him that I'm giving you one idea. And if you tell this to your brother, and I'm sure that all the palaces will have this name, Ram. Vibhishan asked him how. He said, you tell your brother Ravana that I have so much awe and reverence, so much love for you and my sister-in-law, your wife, Mandodari, that I have taken first initial of both the names, Ravana and Mandodari, Ram. I put on the wall. Ra of Ravana and Ma Mandodari. So when Ravana came to know about it, Ravana said, okay, all the palaces should carry that name, Ram. So this is what happens, when a proper guru comes in our life. He removes all the illusions, all the delusions, what we have. And what we cannot see, which is very close to us, our eyes, our open eyes, but we cannot understand what is there. So the inner vision is given by Guru. Then what was hidden from that inner vision, even though our external vision was open, we could not see it before. Right? So then, now see, Hanuman gave him these instructions. Tomorrow you go and tell Ravana about this. So next day, Vibhishan was, empowered by his Guru. So what happened? Ravana kicked him on his face and told him, get out. So initially, Vibhishan wanted to leave Ravana. But because of that, social pressure, how can I abandon my brother, elder brother? How can I become rebellious towards him? Now, because he followed Guru's instructions, apparently very bad thing happened to him. That his older brother kicked him. But that incident made it so easy for Vibhishan to leave his brother and go directly and surrender himself to Lord Ramachandra. So Guru, because of following the instructions of Guru, it became very easy for him to attain that goal, lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. So when we follow Guru's instructions, our progress on the spiritual path is accelerated. We can reach to the destination faster than the normal speed. So many things we can learn from Hanuman's character, Hanuman's service. You wanted to say something?
Very nice, very nice. नहीं,
Earlier?
मैं ये कह रही थी, when you said that Hanuman was able to reduce in size to a mosquito, I just wanted to say that consciousness जो है वो पशु, पक्षी, insect, इंसान में जाती रहती है. I think this is like a metaphor. जो ये आपने example दिया is like a metaphor कि चेतना जो है वो किसी भी बॉडी में जा सकती, चाहे वो मस्कीटो का हो, चाहे इंसान का हो, चाहे बंदर का हो, which is actually in sync with what is spoken in Vedanta, है ना? कि हम we are in these 4 kingdoms, mineral, plant, animal and human. और even in let's say Jainism जो कहते हैं कि 84 लाख योनियों के बाद मनुष्य जीवन मिलता है. So we are passing through this. Compared to, there are certain philosophies which say that the consciousness of an animal is different, consciousness of a plant is different, consciousness of a human is different. कई philosophies उसमें भी believe करती है कि चेतना जो आदमी की है वो चेतना पशु में नहीं हो सकती, पशु की चेतना अलग है. पर ये जो आपने अभी एग्जाम्पल दिया, it indicates चेतना तो एक ही है, but it goes in different bodies, it experiences different bodies, right? So this is very interesting जो आपने भी बताया. Very nice. बहुत मजा आया. It was lovely. Vinod ji,
See, this gives me more chance to speak about this consciousness. See, now we talked about the mosquito and we talked about the ring of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra is not like, physical gross body. He's a spiritual person, right? So whatever he possesses, that object also is spiritual.
Correct.
So his ring also is spiritual, right? So the ring, the gross things we can see, tangible things we can see. The conscious things, which is spiritual at the spiritual realm, we cannot see.
Correct.
True. So the ring also was not visible to the demons at that time. So to always argue that, what was the size of the ring and all that, it keeps on changing.
नहीं, और विनोद जी ये भी तो है ना कि असुर की दृष्टि अलग होती है और ईश्वर की दृष्टि अलग होती है. जो असुरी दृष्टि है वो अच्छी चीज को देख ही नहीं सकती.
Absolutely, absolutely,
absolutely. So that vision is only different. जैसे कहते हैं कि जैसी दृष्टि वैसी सृष्टि. So the asura is unable to see that.
Correct. Yes.
So that is also the reason. Even if the ring is there, he cannot see it.
Absolutely.
So that's also.
Now, what to speak of Asura, Trupti ji? Even, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna told Arjuna that I'm going to show you my divine form, Virat Swarup, and told him that I'm going to give you divine vision, because with this vision you cannot see.
Correct.
This material vision you cannot see. With material eyes you cannot see. You need divine vision for that. So he gave him Divya Drishti, divine vision. Then only Arjuna could see that.
Correct.
Now here another point I want to mention when we were talking about the spiritual and the material thing. You know that incident when Marichi went as the golden deer in front of the Kutia, that hut of Mother Sita, and Mother Sita told Ram she wanted that. So Lord Ram went after him and killed him. So when Lord Ram shot an arrow to that deer, golden deer, he was a Marichi, Ravana's uncle. So he came to his original form, demon. Now he knew that he was going to die, right? So he was feeling so much of pain. So because of that pain, he started shouting, calling out for Lakshman and Sita. Why did he do that? Why did he not call his other demon friends? Why did he not call for Ravana? He called out for Lakshman and Sita.
Hmm.
Why did he do that? Marishi, a demon, calling, hey Lakshman, hey Sita, please come and help me.
But that was because he was creating a kind of a
Maya.
like a Maya, no?
And to confuse Lakshman.
Yeah, but see, another reason is now,
Hmm.
as I said, Lord Ramachandra is a spiritual person. So whatever objects he's possessing, those are also spiritual.
Correct.
They have spiritual power, spiritual strength, right? Like a touchstone, Parasmani.
Parasmani.
When Parasmani touches any iron, that iron also is turned into gold. That's the touchstone, right? That's the effect of the touchstone. So now the material touchstone can convert an iron into gold.
Hmm.
So what to speak of the arrow shot by a spiritual person who's
Hmm.
carrying the spiritual strength,
Energy.
hitting a demon. So the demon also became a spiritual person like Ram himself.
And he
So
said,
because he became Rama Maya
that's
by
also,
the arrow of the Ram, so he was shouting the names of Lakshman and Sita.
that's so beautiful. Yes.
So there was no difference between Lord Ramachandra and Mariji in a way, because he may become a Rama Maya after being shot an arrow by Lord Ramachandra.
Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Vinod ji. बहुत ही deep meaning है इन सब चीजों का.
Yes. Yes, our scriptures are like that, Trupti ji.
Yeah.
Our scriptures are like that. Only the thing is that we need to put some effort to
understand,
go at a deeper level.
Right.
It is said, when as and when the higher we evolve spiritually, deeper meaning is revealed to us.
True.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. बहुत सुंदर कहा आपने. The higher we evolve spiritually, the deeper meanings are revealed of the same thing to us.
Yes.
ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ग्रंथ अलग है, सेम है, पर आपके मन में वो डीपर मीनिंग अपने आप आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा.
Correct.
Very nice.
Correct.
Very, very nice.
And after that, you will stop showing that you are Falana's brother, Falana's.
Ego is gone. Right.
Yes.
Ego disappears.
It won't be needed, no? See, because then you will carry your own identity. You will feel so content with your own self, so satisfied and so confident that you won't have to depend on other people's identity.
वही तो कहते हैं ना विनोद जी, the most difficult thing is to how to be a good kind of devotee. Devotee बनना आसान नहीं.
No.
Become a devotee is one of the most difficult things. And that is what today you have said. Hanuman as a devotee.
Yeah.
No? पूरी कहानी उन्हीं की तो थी आज. बहुत ही. It
Very
was very revealing.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
interesting.
you, Vinod ji. Really.
Thank you.
हर
There is
वक्त
so much.
आप
This
कुछ
is so much of
interesting
knowledge.
बताते हैं.
Sorry?
Somebody wants to say something? Please go ahead.
No, this was so much of knowledge. I wish they teach all these things right from the school in India, especially.
But बेटा
Yeah, they should.
स्कूल में जो स्थिति है ना बच्चों की, नॉट बच्चों की स्थिति, टीचर्स की स्थिति. टीचर्स की स्थिति सही नहीं है, तो इसलिए पहले टीचर्स को सिखाना पड़ेगा. Then
That is
maybe
also very
children
true.
can be taught.
Correct.
Yeah, but it is very true that now in India with so much impact of international schools and other things, Western culture, children know more about Western culture than their Indian culture.
But
Yeah.
that is
Then
because
celebrating Christmas, they
international.
know what is its meaning.
आप
And even
अगर-
that Halloween day and something.
हाँ.
And when you talk about Shraddh, they'll say it's all Rudiwadi thinking and all that and all that.
शायद आपको नहीं पता कि इंटरनेशनल स्कूल 4th स्टैंडर्ड का जो करिकुलम ऑफ हिस्ट्री, इट इज ऑल अबाउट बैटल्स इन यूरोप. मतलब हिंदुस्तान का कुछ भी नहीं है इन दी हिस्ट्री बुक्स. इट्स ऑल अबाउट यूरोप एंड दिस एंड दैट एंड ऑल. तो इन बच्चों को तो हमारे बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं है.
सही बोली.
हाँ.
हाँ,
The
this is what
government
I am
has to
saying.
stop this international curriculum based schools. IG, IB की हमें कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Actually, we don't need these schools. But this is the problem.
In our school days, we used to hear this joke, and actually, you know, to a very larger extent, is becoming like a reality of today's life in India. I'm talking about. We used to have this joke, you know, that in the school days, you know, we used to have this one day of inspection. You know, an inspector from an education department would come to check that what kind of the standard of teaching is there in the school. So one inspector went. So he entered a classroom. He asked the teacher, you know, what are you teaching? So he told him that, you know, we are teaching Ramayana. So he was quite happy, the inspector. So he asked a question: who broke the bow of Lord Shiva at the Swayamvar of Mother Sita? So nobody raised any hand. So he asked randomly, he asked the boy, he asked him to get up, give me the answer. The boy said, sorry, I did not break. So he was surprised. The inspector was surprised. So he asked the teacher, what kind of Ramayana are you teaching? So the teacher said, actually, this boy is right. He didn't break. Teacher also is saying like that. So he went and complained to the principals. Principal said, yes, actually, they are right. So this is we were just talking about that at that time, you know, the joke, that this is the level of teaching of scriptures in our schools. What you said, you know, that the teachers, I mean, the students, they are taught history of Europe. What's the use of that? So the things which can be very meaningful for them, these things are not taught. And useless things are taught, you know, which cannot help them to build their character, build their personality, anything. Only economical growth, economical progress, financial progress. That's it.
That's
Spiritual
the problem,
progress.
ना विनोद जी, वही तो प्रॉब्लम है ना. सूक्ष्म वर्ड, सटल वर्ड, इसका कोई लोगों में समझदारी ही नहीं कि सूक्ष्म होता क्या है. जब हम कहते हैं कि थॉट सूक्ष्म है, they cannot understand because they are so caught up with gross world, physical world, material world, कि वो सटल सूक्ष्म वर्ड ही नहीं समझ में आता है लोगों को. That's the big problem here. और हम जो बातें कर रहे हैं वो सूक्ष्म है, तो इसीलिए obviously they are in trouble. But thank you,
because in the school's syllabus curriculum, you know, these things are not taught. And fortunate are those children, you know, when these things are taught at home to them, when the parents teach them about these things. Like, you know, when we grew up, we did not have television at home at that time. Financially, we could not afford to have TV. So it was a blessing in disguise at that time. So after dinner, we would sit in the balcony and, you know, father would tell us stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata and all. One incident he shared with us, our father, there was a war between Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman. Have you ever heard? Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman fought. I will tell you very quickly. One royal king, he insulted Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra wanted to kill him. But as a sage, he could not kill him. So he went to his disciple, Lord Ramachandra, and told him that you are my disciple, I'm your guru. So you need to fulfill this work. You need to do this. This man, this king insulted me. So you have to give him capital punishment. So Lord Ramachandra said, next day, okay, I will invite him to wage a war, fight with me, and I'll kill him. Lord Ramachandra said, as a warrior, as a Kshatriya, as a Raghukul descendant, I cannot attack. I cannot invade his kingdom. I will challenge him to come to the battlefield and fight with me. And I will kill him. So when the king came to know that Lord Ramachandra has taken a vow to fulfill the desire of his guru Vishwamitra and going to kill him, so that king went and surrendered himself at the feet of Hanuman. Now Hanuman also, without asking what is happening and all that, he told him, I give you Abhayadan. I will protect you. After that, the king revealed. Now Hanuman said, now you have put me in a difficult situation. How can I fight with Lord Ramachandra? He is my worshipable Lord. So king said, now you have given me that promise, so you also have to fulfill. So Hanuman said, okay, don't worry. If it is Ram, I have to fight with him, I will fight with him. So next day on the battlefield, when the king came and Lord Ramachandra came from this side, Vishwamitra also came, Hanuman came from the other side. So what Hanuman did, first, Lord Ramachandra told Hanuman, don't interfere, let me fight with him. He offended my guru. But Hanuman said, no,
Yeah.
I promised him that I'll protect him, so it is my duty to protect him. So what Hanuman did, Hanuman told this king to sit at one place, and he created a room of bricks. On each brick, he wrote the name of Lord Ramachandra, Ram, 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 Ram. And he told the king, you just sit inside, don't come out. So Lord Ramachandra was shooting different arrows, different missiles. But all these arrows and missiles, they were returning back. They could not harm that room, which was constructed by using these bricks on which Ram was written. So from sunset to sunrise to sunset, Ram could not do anything. He could not break those bricks with his arrows and missiles. So Vishwamitra was watching all these things. Then after sunset, they were not supposed to fight. So Vishwamitra went to Lord Ramachandra and told him, see, it shows that, your devotee is more intelligent than you. He created a room like that, and on the bricks Ram is written. Now you cannot harm that king. So Vishwamitra forgave that king and blessed Hanuman and told him that, your wisdom is unique. You are showing that you are a true devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And then he proved that. He told, Vishwamitra said that Ram se bada naam, Ram ka naam. That Ram's name is more powerful than Lord Ram himself. So this was a short story I wanted to share with you. So these kind of things, we used to hear in our childhood. So we are fortunate in that sense that we were brought up in that kind of environment where we used to hear these kind of stories.
Thank you, Vinodji. It was
Thank you.
truly enlightening for all of us. Thank you,
Thank you.
friends, for being present here.